Cambridge Analytica happened, there was one party which said we have no contracts, you can go and check. There was another party that said why would we align with this party because they're ideologically not aligned and we don't have the money. But today that gentleman there to the left of the screen with that colored hair, he's the one who's a whistleblower, Christopher Wylie, who's currently deposing in front of the Parliamentary Committee of the British Parliament. And they asked a specific question. Ashutosh Mishra, Shehzad Poonawalla, Mr. Rajgopalan, and to our viewers, the person who's been covering this very closely on ground and who heard what Christopher Wylie said is joining us live from London right now. That is Danish. Danish, what was the question that was asked and what did Christopher say, the whistleblower?
Well, very quickly, about the presence of the company Analytica in India, and this is exactly what Wylie said. He told the committee that India was the Congress party, but I know they have done all kinds of projects, but that party that he met, the party that is confirmed as having linked with Cambridge Analytica, and not about just, of course, they were thinking about it, but India, by virtue of being the large, and elections over the time, Danish, the member was very interested and he
Danish, I'm going to attempt to try and connect with you again because the Skype connection with you is a little poor. So your audio is actually breaking, but I did catch this aspect that you said that there was a specific question asked that who is Cambridge Analytica's client in India, and Christopher turns around and without even a blink of an eye, turns around and says that the Congress party is the Cambridge Analytica's client in India for whom we've done many projects. I'm just going to attempt to connect with you on the phone once again, Danish. So bear with me. We're going to connect. You're not audible right now, so we'll try and connect with you again. The Skype connection is a little dodgy, so we'll try and connect with you again here on the broadcast. But Ashutosh Mishra, does the Congress party now not owe this country explanation? So fixing the voter and the mindset and to try and push a deliberate narrative which is suited towards the Congress party, this was what was the job Cambridge Analytica had got, and this was a devious means to try and brainwash the Indian voter. And the Congress is caught red-handed.
So I will answer it in two parts. First of all, what Congress has to answer, I don't carry the torch for Congress. They will have to answer it for themselves. On the second part, on how much importance should we give to a whistleblower who is already under pressure, naming a party, because we have already seen threats being going from here of action against it. Then how much is the Indian voter actually affected by
who engaged with
data analytics? I mentioned yesterday there were people who were saying that just giving data
Mishra, you are not able to answer the question properly.
How much of the Indian voter is actually affected by what Cambridge Analytica is doing or saying?
Do you know how many million users are there? Do you know how many million users?
Obviously, they will be affected by what Cambridge Analytica is saying. So my question is, in my mind, the question is, how much weightage should we give?
Because all this... 1 minute, Ashutosh Mishra. Let me ask you some hard numbers. Do you know how many
what I am telling you are the facts. You have to realize how many of us are affected by this Facebook, and we are all social media users.
How many Facebook users are there in India today? How many Facebook users are there in India today? You tell me, how many people are there using social media today? How many people in urban and rural India today who are
affected?
Sir, how many of these people are actually influencers of public opinion? How many of these people, when they read messages, do they then translate and use that and champion that same issue, same narrative to people on ground? Do you not realize the domino effect that has been created? More than 60 million users of Facebook in India, if my memory serves me right. I might have the numbers wrong, but that is a base, that is the total number of people who actually voted for the Congress party, sir.
It's not just
and these are people across the length and breadth of India, and Facebook's push is in rural India and in tier 2, tier 3 markets. It is not just the English-speaking populace, sir. Even the language users are now on Facebook. Please understand. understand
them are always
what is
successful.
happening. What is happening?
Just to say
we understand
that
what is happening. Don't try and undermine this.
Can be used to
If it is no big deal, why did the Congress deny? If it is no big deal, why did the Congress deny? Will the Congress now will the allegation of it actually paying about 600 crores through a charitable foundation so that it doesn't come back to the Congress party not stick?
Just give me 10 seconds.
Danish's report on ground.
Just give me 10 more seconds.
For the very first time, we now have a confirmation that Cambridge Analytica's client in India was the Congress party. Christopher Wylie, the whistleblower and the analyst at Cambridge Analytica, appearing before the Culture Committee at Westminster, told this in response to a direct question from a MP. The MP, of course, is a member of that Culture Committee, asked Christopher Wylie to speak about the company's presence in India, and he said that according to him, CA's client in India was the Congress party, but he said that he does not know which election did they work together for. Now, of course, he also mentioned that India is a huge country and there are elections in several states in different times, but that this was perhaps one of the regional elections wherein this sort of arrangement was done. In the earlier part of his deposition, Christopher Wylie spoke about the presence of Cambridge Analytica in different countries, in different parts of the world, and what the figure that came out was 200. Now, that's the figure, that's the number of elections in which Cambridge Analytica took part. Now, this is very significant because this this answers a lot of questions that have been now raised about the companies, the Cambridge Analytica's presence in India, with Christopher Wylie himself saying, coming on record in front of a parliamentary committee at Westminster here in UK, that the Congress party was the client for Cambridge Analytica. However, we must add that the IT expert who was appearing along with Christopher Wylie spoke about a billionaire, Indian origin billionaire in US, who was also working with Cambridge Analytica to ensure the defeat of Congress. Now, we don't know which exactly elections are they talking about, but this in some ways points out to the fact that political parties in India cannot be evasive and that they have to come out clean and share more information than what they have been.
We need to understand who this billionaire is and which was the party that he was trying to help to try and defeat the Congress and when. So this was swinging both ways. But the fact is the Congress party first denied and they said we've got nothing to do. Randeep Surjewala said this just today.
Indian National Congress or the Congress president have never used and never hired the services of the company called Cambridge Analytica mentioned by the Union Law Minister. This is a fake agenda, a white lie being dished out on fake facts by the Law Minister, unfortunately. And this has become a daily order with the Law Minister, Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad.
Well, for the moment, Mr. Surjewala, the Law Minister stands vindicated and the Congress party is in the dock. But one thing that stands out, Shehzad, what Danish said, that Danish also with us, Danish has said, Danish, you just mentioned in your report that he said he does not know which year the Congress party used the help services. And secondly, there was a billionaire based out of the United States who was trying to use the services of Cambridge Analytica to defeat the Congress party. But we don't know which period it is.
I can tell you.
Yes, that's right, Anand. That's what I said in my report sent earlier. But also, let me also be very clear on this one, that the mention about the Indian billionaire was not done by Wylie. So Wylie has only named Congress. There was another IT expert who was accompanying Wylie, Christopher Wylie, and he interjected and he said that there are indications that an Indian origin US billionaire also was working with the company to ensure Congress's defeat.
But Wylie names only Congress. Wylie names only Congress limited time. So Shehzad wanted to intervene quickly. Shehzad, yes.
I can give you the facts. From 2012 onwards, Amrish Tyagi of Avlino has been in touch with Congress. 2016, he went and met Christopher Alexander Nix. In September 2017, Alexander Nix came and gave presentations. The money deal was struck for Congress. As far as this businessman angle, it's being said by somebody else, not by the whistleblower. And I can tell you one more thing, that today Mr. Surjewala has been caught lying and Ms. Divya Spandana has been caught lying. They should come out and challenge this whistleblower with facts and proof, or else they must accept that they've been lying to this country. Rahul Gandhi was lying to this country.
They must proceed. Criminal proceedings. Rajgopalan sir, Mr. Ashutosh Mishra, Shehzad